Take control of your mind the way you do your breathing. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed. Feeling the power of you controlling your own breathing. The same way you control your mind. One breath at a time, one thought at a time. Good air and thoughts in, bad air and bad thoughts out. Now, let's see our vision today. Let's see ourselves doing the best we can on all the exercises and stretches we do here together today, right now. Go into the future right now. See in your mind, your mind's eye. See yourself doing the best you can on whatever exercise we do together. See it so clearly that it feels real. When that music shuts off, if you've already seen it in your mind and you believe that you can make it happen, you're gonna make it real. You're gonna win.
In the night I lie and look up at you. When the morning comes I watch you rise. There's a paradise they couldn't capture, that bright infinity inside your eyes.
매일 밤 내게 날아가 꿈이란 것도 잊은 채 나 웃으며 너를 만나 Never ending forever baby.
어둠이 내게 덮여놨었지. 길어진 그림자 속에서 And the fact that we can't be together Because it come from different sides. You are my universe and I just want to put you first. You are my universe and you make my world light up inside. My universe, my universe, my universe.
나를 밝혀주는 건 너란 사랑으로 수놓아진 별. 내 우주에 넌 다른 세상을 만들어주는 걸. 너는 내 별이자 나의 호주니까 지금 이 시련도 결국엔 잠시니까 너는 언제까지나 지금처럼 밝게만 빛나줘. 우리는 너를 따라 이긴 밤을 수놓고 너와 함께 날아가 When I'm without you I'm crazy. 자 어서 내 손을 잡아 We are made of each other baby. You are my universe and I just want to put you first. You are my universe and you make the world light up inside. My universe.
bursting runs through the midfield. Instead it's with Pedro and Messi! What a brilliant finish!
We'll cut.
Morning, guys. Today, Wayne Dyer shares with us another amazing piece of advice, and that is there are no justified resentments. So what that means is there's no reason for us to continue to allow hate and vengeance to fill our hearts, no matter what's happened to us. It's a very hard thing, a very hard practice to implement, but we have to work on it because there's no reason to justify why we should allow hatred towards any other human being, no matter what's happened to us. That is still a decision we make. It's a hard one to, sort of a hard, bitter medicine to swallow. But if we can accept that, we can change our life, and we can make sure that the resentment stops with us, that the negativity stops with us, no matter what's happened to us. It's very difficult, but if we can commit to that and understand there's no justification for our own resentment, we can free ourselves. Have a great morning, everyone.
Many of you know that I have a book coming out June of this year. And when I initially started writing the book, I did everything backwards intentionally. I didn't have a book deal or an agent or anyone speaking what the book should be about. And initially, I started writing a business book. And even when I was writing a business book, which is not at all what my actual book ended up being, I had a section in the book on body positivity and self-confidence and health. And one thing that I've realized in my journey as a woman, as a mom, as someone who has struggled with fertility, as an entrepreneur, is that the way that we feel in our bodies affects how we show up in every aspect of our lives, whether it is relationship, career, parenthood, friendship. The way that we feel in our skin changes our level of confidence. It changes the way that we qualify or disqualify ourselves for things. And it shifts what we believe to be possible for us as human beings. And so when I started the writing process, I knew that I really wanted to talk about body. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I am not shy about sharing my celebrations of my body, but also my struggles with my body. And I have for over a decade. And what I love about talking about health is that it looks different for everyone. To me, I believe that there is no one size fits all, but there are tools and strategies and things that we can adopt into our lives to really enjoy our own journey towards a healthier version of ourselves. So I referenced that I probably wouldn't have been excited to speak about this topic months ago, but I am very excited to speak about it today because I'm at a very interesting place when it comes to my own health journey. And I actually have been very dedicated to my health and wellness over this entire year, specifically coming through the postpartum period for a second time and needing the energy to chase a very busy toddler. And so at the beginning of this year, I always choose a word of the year. And this year, my word was vibrant. It wasn't that I wanted to look a certain way or see a number on the scale or fit into a pair of pre-pregnancy jeans. I wanted to feel something. And we often talk about success on what things look like. Our goals are things that people could see and recognize. But what I've found is that a lot of times when we arrive in places in our lives where we're not happy or things don't feel the way we anticipated them feeling, it's because we were focused on what it looks like and not what it should feel like. And I was recently talking to a friend of mine who I am on a health journey with, and we talk openly about our own struggles as being busy entrepreneurs. And she said something to me. She said, I remember, Jenna, back in January when you were talking about your health goal, you just kept talking about the feeling. You didn't reference anything about what things would look like, but that feeling. And so I want to ask you today to really ask yourself, how is it that you want to move through life? How do you want to feel in your body, in your day to day, as you tackle the things that are on your calendar, as you chase your children? What do you want to feel? One thing that I think is fascinating when it comes to research around health habits is that when you proclaim your goal, you are far more likely to achieve it. So research from the American Society of Training and Development shows that when someone publicly shares their goals, they have around a 65% chance of success. However, having a specific accountability partner boosts that chance to 95%. And one thing that I've learned is that when I share my goals publicly, whether it is just speaking it to a friend or sharing it on the World Wide Web, I am far more likely to follow through. And so back in January, when I was on maternity leave, I shared that goal of wanting to feel vibrant, but I also gave myself a runway. One thing that I've learned when it comes to health is that a lot of times we want overnight fixes. Like we talk about things in the business world as overnight success. And if I've learned anything in my entrepreneurial journey, it is that overnight success does not exist. I call it over decade success, which is something my friend Glo Tanmo also shares, over the decade. And I think the same goes for health. We are seeking those quick fixes, but when they don't happen, we often fall off the bandwagon. And so I have learned that I myself need a runway, whether it is to embark on a new project, embark on a new journey or a goal, or to really achieve something great. And so knowing that I was preparing for what has been and what will be the busiest season in my entrepreneurial career in the last 4 years in getting my book out into the world, I knew that I couldn't just wait until 2 weeks before and say, okay, now I will feel vibrant. Now I will do the things. I knew that I needed to give myself a runway. And so I want to ask you right now, do you recognize that you are on a runway on your health journey? Do you recognize that the things that you are doing today are preparing you for tomorrow, a month from now, and a year from now? Now, one thing that I think about often when it comes to bodies and health is that we as human beings get so focused on the what and the how. Have you ever seen an amazing before and after photo and you look at it and you think, what did they do? Or how did they get there? I saw this awesome before and after photo of someone who was on their own health journey, and I clicked to the comment section and everyone was begging to know what and how, but nobody asked why. Not a single person in the comment section said, wow, look at your transformation. I want to know your why. And I've realized that in my own health journey, I've focused so often on the what and the how, and they never stuck. And the reason they didn't stick was because the why was never strong enough. If the why was only to fit into a certain pair of pants, to wear a certain size, or to look a certain way, it's no wonder why the what and the how never stuck. And so when I thought about this year and what I envisioned for this year and this feeling that I wanted to embody, I had to come home to a really strong why, which is why I truly believe sitting here with you today, I can say that I am the healthiest I've been in a very, very long time. Now, one thing that we often forget about in life is that we change. And change is a beautiful thing, though most of us are afraid of it. My why has shifted through the different seasons of my life. Earlier on during my fertility journey, my why was to be able to carry a pregnancy to term. Now my why is to be able to chase the toddler and feed the baby. And we often don't take a moment to pause and ask ourselves, what is my why right now? Why do I want to feel a certain way? Why do I want to feel better? Why do I want to feel energized? Why does vibrant strike a chord when I think about how I want to move through my day? Now, I don't know if this is for you, but it is for me. I often struggle to listen to health professionals when they have it all figured out, when they are the after picture, they are the walking after picture. I cannot relate oftentimes because I always feel like I'm in the middle. I am not the before and I am not the after. I am simply becoming. And so when it comes to health, I struggle sometimes to listen to the people who have it all figured out because I can't relate. on an hour by hour basis, I'm having these conversations with myself. Should I eat the mac and cheese or should I grab the banana? Should I move my body or should I take a nap? And so what's fascinating about being on this journey is that I hope that you understand that I'm coming to you from a place of I am in the middle. I'm neither the before or the after. I'm simply becoming. And so as we walk through this, I want to acknowledge the fact that health is a really complex thing. It's not just the weight on the scale or the metrics that is measured in a doctor's office, but a lot of times health is accompanied by traumas and cycles and rewards and punishments and failing and shame and all of these things that we carry with our physical body. And so when we dive into learning about health, I think it is important that we as human beings approach it from this place of understanding that health isn't just about fueling our body and moving our body, that health encompasses a lot of what we carry through life: grief, shame, happiness, joy. It all comes through our bodies and we all walk through and carry it. There's this line in my book that I love because I know that part of my health journey has been in the grieving process when we went through our pregnancy losses. And there's this line in my book that says that we're not meant to move on from our grief. We're meant to learn to move with it. We're meant to pick it up and carry it with us, getting stronger as we learn how to do that. We're meant to pick up our grief and have it be a passenger on this journey of life so that we can both look out the window and say we were moving together. And I know that for me, health is so much more than what people see. Health is so deep. And so the first thing I want to express and challenge you is when we think about our why, I want for us to make sure, one, that it's not embedded in society's expectation of why it is that we're in pursuit of health, but that we are making it at least 3 layers deep. And what I mean by this is that if you are someone like me who sometimes struggles to follow through, I need to make my why so anchored down, so deep that I still show up.
cutting edge when it gets into the final third for both teams.
But is it going to come late on from Messi? Messi has a path through and shoots! Yes! He's done it!
Good afternoon, guys. We have to positively brainwash our minds. We have to make it our number one priority to start our day that way. It's the one thing that has helped me so much, and it is one thing I'm trying to do is to add value in your life through spreading as much positive thought energy, because it's helped me. It's worked for me, and I hope that it can work for you. In fact, I know it will work for you. But it takes a lot of hard work, it takes a commitment, and it takes you winning the morning. You got to get up earlier. I know it's hard, but maybe you start little by little, and that's the time. That's the focus time where you start filling your mind with positive thought energy. We're going to be brainwashed anyway. Our minds are going to be filled and occupied by default by negative things. If we don't make an effort, that's what will happen. So it's up to you. You got to fight. You got to positively brainwash your mind. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
So I have a strategy called Damn the Doritos. I think when you're on a diet, that the typical advice people give you is get rid of all the junk food from your house. And I think that may be a good start, but I think it's a crutch, because what ends up happening is you go on vacation, you go hit a cruise ship, office party, whatever, you're just downing all of the food. So I'm teaching myself that I can only win inside of a perfect little environment, which I didn't like. So my vice is Doritos. I want to eat this right now. Every time I look at it, I pat myself on the back mentally of like,
damn the Doritos, that I am stronger than a Doritos.
And we all have a Doritos in our life, whether it's actually Doritos or sugar or some habit or something that distracts us. We all have these things that every time I look at it, though, it now makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing. I'm building the person that I'm proud of myself. So when I look back on my life, like, yes, I'm proud that I make those difficult choices. So.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I watch these videos every day because I need them for motivation. Being around successful entrepreneurs every morning helps me believe that I can do great things too. It's like your morning coffee, but for your goals, kickstarting your day with a blast of positivity. So here is a challenge for you. Try watching one video every morning for the next 30 days. And let's find out together if they help you do great things too. If you're in, leave a hashtag Believe in the comments below so I can celebrate with you. So today, let's learn from me and my team's take on my top 10 rules of success. Enjoy. Rule number 2 is have more courage.
You probably don't need more learning. You need more courage, more boldness to do the thing, right? And this is where a lot of people will get stuck up, is like, oh, I need to learn more, I need to learn more, I need to learn more, I need to learn more. There's so many people, like if learning was the only thing that mattered, then university professors would all be the richest people in the world, right? I mean, it's like, and the most successful, but they're not, because learning alone is not enough. It's the doing. And so the most important part of a morning routine is the feeling you get by the end of it. You know, if you're thinking about how you even started, ask who you want to be. You said, you started with, I want to be a great father. Then you said, I want to be a great husband. Then you said, I want to be a role model for my community, right? So that's actually the order of priorities. If I'm you, I look at, if you just went and you work this job that you don't like, and you're trying to figure out a way kind of to transition out of, how do you make sure you show up at home to be the best husband and the best father? Yeah. It's probably not listening to movement makers, Jamie. Maybe, I don't know. We talk much about that.
It helps, but
it's a different
thing.
It's like, do you get the vibe, right? So on the way home, maybe it's actually better to listen to something else, a parenting podcast, maybe you don't meditate on the way home if you're driving, but something that makes you want to be a better father and a better husband. But you don't even need action steps. Like, you don't need to necessarily listen to a podcast to say, here are the 8 ways to be a better husband. If you just felt like walking in the door, I've put my work behind me for now, and I want to be a great husband, you'll come up with ideas of what to do. And you'll just be a better husband as opposed to having to learn how to be a better husband.
Rule number 3 is believe in yourself.
Fail? Okay, great, go. So if you buy a stock and it tanks, that means you're done? You're never going to invest it ever again? Or if the ETF has a bad month, what, you sell and then you're out? I mean, you have to keep going. You got to keep learning. This is a forever game that we're playing here. And successful people do that, and the ones who don't reach it, there's not that much that's different. Like, they're not more talented, they're not more skilled, they're definitely not smarter. They believed in themselves when they shouldn't, when they air quote shouldn't. They started and they just kept going, and here they are. And I think that's why the mission becomes important. Like, why are you doing what you're doing? It's got to be something that in the face of constant failure, you're still going to get up and keep going because you love the thing so much.
Rule number 4 is be persistent. So I broke my neck, and everybody said, go home. Okay, it's time to go home. But I couldn't fly because the pressure that the airplane creates, you can't fly with a broken neck. And the doctor said I had a 50% chance of spinal surgery, which was scary, thinking about spinal surgery. But I said, I'm going to keep going. I want to keep going. I want to at least try. Like, why is the answer just to stop without even trying? So I said, my stop was in Denver, and I had to cancel it because I was in the hospital. But I said, okay, tomorrow we'll refund everybody the money that they paid and just like have them all come over to where we're at, and I'll just do it lying down. And the doctor's like, dude, you have a concussion. He didn't say dude, but he said, you have a concussion. You cannot do this. Like, okay, fine. So we just completely canceled and refunded it. Everybody understood. Obviously, I mean, I'm in the hospital, broken neck, concussion. But my favorite part was in Kansas City. That was our next stop. So instead of just going home, let's just try. Let me try Kansas City. I don't want to just default to giving up. And so I was wearing this, and I didn't know if I'd be able to make it or not. So we refunded everybody who showed up to Kansas City. And then we messaged him and say, hey, we already booked a hotel room at the venue. We can't get that money back. I'm coming to Kansas City anyway. So how about you just come for free and we'll jam, and it'll go as long as I can go. So it wasn't the usual 4 hours, about 4 hours, 3-4 hours on my sessions. And so we get there, and my wife, Nina, is like not happy. She doesn't want me doing this. And she's eyeing me. It's like the deal was I would go if she had control to pull me off, because I would never pull myself. Like I would faint again, right? I would just go until I passed out. So the deal was I would go until she said no. And I ended up going an hour and a half. And I knew that she was paying attention to how dry my lips were getting. So I probably should have quit about 45 minutes in, but I kept licking my lips just to make sure that they were moist so that she wouldn't pull me off. But an hour and a half in, she said, okay, we have to stop this now. Evan's like, I was starting to slur my answers, and it wasn't great. But it's like, I've never been pulled off of, like, I was at my physical max. That was it. And a lot of times when we hit, when we say no, we're not actually at our max. You could go probably a lot more if you just went through it, if you just told yourself that you can. And so that was probably my worst speech of the whole tour, but it was my favorite because it's like I had actually nothing left. I had to be pulled off a stage and say goodbye to everybody. And then I had to wear this for the next, whatever that was, 56 days. But I'm proud that I did it. Like, it wasn't my best speech. And every session got a little bit better as doing a presentation with a concussion is pretty rough. I never had a concussion in my life before, but I'm really proud of myself that I did it. Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there. Rule number 5,
It's like I'm living a dream, but it's how everyone feels. We all unite with one feel. So let's wave our hands. We can sing, we can dance. We are strong, hold on tight. From afar we unite. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. I love this moment right now. No one can take it away. So let it happen anyhow. It's why I cherish each day. So let's wave our hands. We can sing, we can dance. We are strong, hold on tight. From afar we unite. Here we go. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. What we see, destiny. Realize now we all know the greatest. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our.
Oh, and Messi and Pia linking. Only one end result. Hungary for another.
Good evening, guys. I want to share with you an amazing story of just how powerful we are and how much we underestimate the power of a decision in a moment. I don't know, you guys probably heard about it, maybe you didn't. Last week I shared a link actually on Facebook about a gentleman who had scaled the balconies of an apartment building to save a child that was dangling from, I don't know what it was, fourth or fifth floor. I don't recall exactly, but when asked afterwards how he did it, because it seems superhuman, and he just simply said that he saw the child there, he knew that that child needed help, and he just made a decision that that child wasn't going to die while he was there. And he went up those balconies from the outside of the building and climbed up. Incredible. A powerful, powerful story of just how amazing a decision can be if we lock into it with our full power of our mind. Have a great evening, everyone.
I don't know anything about business. Didn't go to college. Neither of my parents went to college when I was young. They were like, you're going to have to figure it all out. And so start figuring it out. So I started selling baseball cards. I sold garbage bags door to door. Then I sold candy door to door. Then I had my own crew of kids selling candy when I was like 16. So then I was starting to make some money. Like once I learned how to sell, like the garbage bags, I was fearless. So magazines door to door. And who says no to a kid, right? If you tell your wife that you're spending 75 cents a week for the education and enjoyment of your family, is she going to be upset or is she going to be proud of you? Bam, bam, bam. And once I could sell them, right? And it's just like people coming out of work and there I am hustling candy bars, right? Once people realized I could sell, they were like, okay, now you can drive. Why don't you take these kids around and show them? And then from there, that's what gave me confidence. Like, because once you can sell, it's like when you guys got started here, right? You guys are ball players, you want to do this, but then there's the business side of it. And the hardest part is selling, right? Yeah. Having the confidence to say, okay, this is why we're good and this is why you should be a sponsor and this is why you should work with us. I had none of that fear. That's my big game shot. When it came down to just being able to close the deal, I was fearless. And to this day, man, I'll walk in anywhere, anytime, any place, and I'll sell and I'll close.
Need motivation?
Watch the Top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because running the business is hard. And waking up every day and getting to work when you're all by yourself is hard. And the thing that saved me, that continues to inspire me, motivate me, give me hope, inspiration, ideas, is looking at the stories of people who've done a lot more than me. And I learn strategies, I get motivation, and it gets me to believe in myself to go off and attack the day. And so I hope this video inspires you to do the same as well. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Mark Cuban, and my take on his top 10 rules of success. Enjoy. Rule number 2 is analyze your competitors.
You've said that business is the ultimate sport.
Yeah, it is.
Explain what you mean by that.
In basketball, you play 82 games plus the playoffs. You know who you're going to play. You have time to prepare. There's an off season. You get some time off. In business, you don't even know who your competition may be.
Yeah.
And you're competing with them 24/7, by 365, by forever. If I start a business and you're in my industry, I'm coming to kick your ass.
Yeah.
And if you start a business and you're in my industry, I'm coming to kick your ass, right? And so that's why I keep on investing in companies, starting companies, whatever it may be, because that competitive side of me, that's where the juices flow.
Yeah.
And it's just that an ongoing, nonstop intellectual challenge to be great at whatever industry I'm in. Mm-hmm. Doesn't always work.
But your goal is
you're not going to go 82-0 in business either. So
everybody thinks they know what it means to be an entrepreneur, be a businessman, but it actually feels like a very specific thing when you really think about it.
To be an entrepreneur,
Yeah. How would you describe it?
You've got to be willing to be all in, right? In sports, you can be athletically gifted, right? And that'll carry you a while. And then, if you want to be one of the top 450, it's not only being athletically gifted, it's, what's your skill set and how do you work on it and what's your basketball IQ. And business is very similar, except that it's ever changing. Mm-hmm. We talk about, three-point play and analytics change basketball some and, less than the big man, whatever. And business is changing every day.
Yeah.
There's some new technology, there's some new approach, there's some new rule, there's some new tax law, whatever it may be. So the rules are always changing. And so you've got to be curious, you've got to be agile, you've got to be able to sell, you've got to be able to communicate, you've got to be empathetic, you've got to be considerate, you've got to be nice. There's all these different skills that come together to be good as an entrepreneur.
Rule number 3 is stop getting paid by the hour.
Anybody who's working and getting paid by the hour is going to have a challenge when something goes wrong. Right? Do you lose a job? Does the dishwasher break? Does somebody get sick? Is it more than your deductible, or if you haven't covered your deductible yet, can you cover your deductible? If you're getting paid by the hour, it's hard to save money. I don't care if it's $10 an hour, $15 or $50 an hour. It's a difficult position. The only way that people really improve their wealth is by buying a house, condo, whatever it may be, owning shares of stock. And so I think that's where you start to change the rules.
Rule number 4 is put in the effort.
In Ratatouille, the chef says, anyone can cook. Do you believe, Mark Cuban, that anyone can be an investor and an entrepreneur?
Yes, of course. I think we're all inherently entrepreneurs. It's just you have to find the thing that you're good at so you can be a successful entrepreneur.
And what would you say, in addition to luck, is the best, most valuable trait that can really help someone survive?
Effort. Yeah, for entrepreneurs, it's effort because it's nonstop. You don't know what to expect. You don't know what tomorrow is going to be. You know, your business may be crushing it, and then somebody makes a mistake on the term of their notes at Silicon Valley Bank, and the next minute you go from I'm on top of the world to how am I going to make payroll? That's the nature of being an entrepreneur.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there. Rule number 5 is build your trust.
We're partners.
And back to legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed. Feeling the power of you regaining control of your breathing. No matter how fast your breathing became, your heart starts pumping faster. Started automatically going faster. Right now, we get to take control of our breathing. To keep our back straight, our eyes closed, and our legs crossed. The same way, we get to take control of our thoughts, our mind, at any time, which will then control our bodies and our feelings directly. That's how powerful you are. But you have to believe 100% in this power, this infinitely intelligent being within you and all of us. You gotta believe with all your heart and soul that you can do something. If you don't believe in yourself, nothing else or nobody else will. We're all looking to you. We're all looking to each other to find out the truth of what was already in us. We hold the key, each and every one of us. It all starts with our power to believe 100% in who we really are. That's the greatest determination you can make. 100% believing in you, no matter what, no matter how many mistakes, how many so-called failures, losses, pain, suffering you've experienced. You get to learn from all of it. You get to realize the truth, that there is no such thing as failure. There is only fuel from our mistakes and our losses, which gets transformed, gets used to create our determination.